This is footage of supposed ICE agents manhandling members of Congress and the mayor of New Jersey. This is the lawlessness of the Trump administration on full display. Notice the covered faces of these supposed ICE agents. And yet, instead of ICE agents being reprimanded or held into account, Trump's minions are now both threatening and attacking the congressional representatives who were mistreated. After this egregious behavior, the head of DHS, puppy slayer and cosplayer Kristi Noem, was questioned, and this was her response.
I do have some substantial concerns over how ICE agents present themselves to the public. Oftentimes, we've seen many videos out there where they're masked and not properly identified. The situation of that woman from Tufts, for example, you're just walking down the street and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 3 masked men, not properly identified, attack you and try to take you away. I find that to be reprehensible and not the values of this country. What steps are you taking to make sure that your ICE agents are not masked and properly identified when they approach someone?
Well, ICE agents always identify themselves to individuals that they're encountering or that they're working with. What I would say as far as if they are wearing something over their faces, it's oftentimes because that agent has been involved in undercover operations or needs to be able to continue the investigative work that they do on a day-to-day basis.
But don't you think, Madam Secretary, that people have a right to see whoever's trying to apprehend them? I think it's creating this unrealistic vigilante system. And are you aware that your materials, ICE agents, jackets, and the sorts are available on Etsy for $20? Anybody can do that, throw a mask on, and run around and terrorizing people of color without any regard for the law, without any regard, because your agency does not have proper protocols to make sure their agents are clearly identified and marked when they're executing their jobs.
Our agents do identify themselves. They verbally do that, and then also by the clothing that they're wearing.
Her agency's unwillingness to obey the Constitution and provide constitutional protections was further questioned.
So your testimony to this committee under oath is that everybody that ICE has picked up in this country has been given every opportunity as Section 5 under the Constitution provides.
Correct. I believe everybody has gotten due process.
So that is the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security lying under oath. She should be in prison tonight. Instead, she'll probably don another uniform and watch another brown person being illegally detained. It's not the only time she lied.
Now, you just stated under oath that the mother consented to having her U.S. citizen children removed. But I have spoken with the attorney for that U.S. citizen child with stage 4 cancer. She has also made numerous statements to the press in which she stated unequivocally that at no time did the mother consent to her U.S. citizen children being removed.
Americans have had enough of this nonsense, and the Republicans in Congress know it. So out came the overly sanctimonious, ultra-unctuous Speaker of the House, Mike the Johnson, to hypocritically talk about the rule of law and threaten the congressional representatives that were assaulted by ICE. Watch and do your best to keep your lunch down.
Mr. Speaker, can you flesh out the possible discipline that these members, the Democrats, could face for what happened in New Jersey?
Well, look, there's 3 possible disciplinary actions that the House can take. Okay, you can censure a member, and that probably does seem appropriate here. You can kick them off committees. That's a new tradition begun by the Democrats in recent years. And you can expel someone from Congress. Now, expulsion requires a 2/3 vote. That's not likely because the margins are small on both sides. But we're looking at what is appropriate. Look, I think it's pretty clear that the law was violated. You might have noticed the Wisconsin judge that was trying to conceal the illegal alien that was going to be apprehended by ICE. A federal grand jury indicted the judge. I think that was late yesterday. And I'm told that she'll be brought up on charge, maybe facing potentially 6 years in jail and $350,000 in fines because she obstructed the proceedings, obstructed justice, and was engaged in other activities. So look, what these House Democrats did is in that same lane, the same vein of what the judge is being indicted for. So I think there's some legal ramifications to play out here, and we'll see how it works.
Expulsion on the table?
we're talking through all the possibilities. Yes.
Johnson's little threat there did not go unnoticed. He knows the charges against the Wisconsin judge is nonsense. Still, what he's strongly implying is that we're going to come and arrest you too. And how about his little, well, Democrats started this kicking people off committee first? Johnson is such a tool that he didn't even come up with this by himself. Good old boy Buddy Carter from Georgia filed a resolution last week to remove the 3 Democrats from their committee assignments. And why? Because he's running for Senate against John Ossoff and doesn't stand a chance. Anything for a little media attention, right, buddy? But while Republicans keep playing games, the resistance is growing. Here's the response of local clergy to what happened at the ICE facility. This is our job now. Mobilize, oppose, resist. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.